Malcolm-Jamal Warner, dead at the age of 54 on a drowning accident while he was vacationing with his family in Costa Rica. Joining us now, Bomani Jones, host of The Right Time with...
The world knew him as Theo, but his soul left behind a legacy far greater than the screen ever showed. Malcolm-Jamal Warner lived a life full of heart, talent, and quiet strength. Many people knew him as Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, but he was much more than that role. He was a son, a husband, a father, a friend, and a voice of truth. He carried himself with grace. He lived with purpose, and now he is gone too soon. He passed away on July 20th at the age of 54. He was on a family trip in Costa Rica. It was supposed to be a peaceful vacation. Instead, it ended in tragedy. He drowned while swimming in the ocean. People nearby tried to save him. They pulled him from the water, but it was too late. He was declared dead at the scene.
And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile.
The news shocked everyone just 2 months before he gave a heartfelt interview. He talked about life, legacy, and staying true to yourself. His words now feel like a quiet goodbye. He spoke with honesty. He spoke with love. He knew what really mattered. Malcolm-Jamal Warner was born on August 18th, 1970. He grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. He was raised by his mother. She saw something special in him. She helped him become strong and focused. At a young age, Malcolm found joy in performing. He had the spark. He had the soul. When he joined The Cosby Show in the 1980s, he became a star. Millions watched him. Each week he played Theo, the teenage son who made mistakes, learned lessons, and made people laugh. His role felt real. His emotions were true. Many people saw themselves in Theo. The character became a mirror for families all across America. But Malcolm didn't let fame define him. He worked hard to grow. He took on new roles. He studied the art of acting and directing. He played tough parts in shows like Here and Now and Echoes of Silence. He gave powerful performances. Critics noticed his skill. Fans saw his depth. He proved that he was more than one role. He also made music. He loved jazz and soul. He played bass guitar. He formed a band called Miles Long. They played funky rhythms and deep sounds.
And for this groove right here, we're paying extra special tribute.
Music gave him peace. It gave him space to express himself. He never chased the spotlight. He only chased truth. He won a Grammy for his work. Not many child stars get to say that. He kept doing what he loved, quietly, gently.
You know, the reason for the title is combating the narrative of Black life, Black culture that the media focuses on.
But with purpose. He chose quality over noise. He chose honesty over fame. Behind the scenes, Malcolm was a family man. He loved being a husband. He cherished being a father. He kept his family life private. He didn't post them on social media. He didn't show them off. He protected them. He gave them peace. His home was filled with books, instruments, and love. That was his true world. People who knew Malcolm said he was kind. He listened more than he spoke. He didn't chase fame or drama. He stayed grounded. He stayed focused on what really mattered. Even when the world around him changed, he stayed the same. He spoke out when it mattered. He used his voice carefully. He talked about being a Black man in America. He talked about art, pain, healing, and truth. He didn't yell. He didn't shout. He just spoke with care. His words had weight. His words stayed with you. When the scandal around Bill Cosby broke, people asked Malcolm how he felt. He was honest.
You tell me the fate of a people who consciously take the bait and embrace the very traits placed upon them by their captors, who by design are inclined to keep them believing they're second rates? I'll wait.
He said it hurt. He said Cosby was his mentor, but he also said hearing stories from survivors hurt just as much. He didn't try to defend anyone. He didn't look away. He stood in the middle of pain and spoke truth. That takes courage. He didn't pretend to have all the answers. He just tried to be a good man. That was his goal. Not to be rich, not to be a star, just to be good. His father taught him that, and he tried to live it every day. He said once, "I'm a good person because my dad's a good person." That stayed with people, because in a world where so many pretend,
director, musician, and poet, became a household name when he played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. He died Sunday in an accidental drowning in Costa Rica. And Jenna DeAngelis has more on his legacy.
Malcolm was real. He showed up with heart. He showed up with care. That's why his loss hurts so much. In his last interview, he talked about grief. He remembered watching his grandfather die. He said it changed him. He said when we grieve others, we are really grieving for ourselves because we miss them, because we love them. Those words feel even deeper now. He also talked about death. He said if he could leave this earth and people remembered him as a good person, then that was enough. He didn't need awards. He didn't need headlines. He just wanted to live with heart, and he did. Many people across the world feel his loss, not just fans, but those who saw themselves in him. Young black boys who needed a role model, fathers who needed a guide, artists who needed courage. He gave them all something to hold on to. He brought grace to every room. He brought calm to every space. He didn't need to be loud to be powerful. He had presence. He had warmth. You felt safe watching him. You felt seen. After the Cosby Show, Malcolm kept creating. He directed shows. He wrote poetry. He performed on Def Poetry Jam. His words were smooth. His rhythm had soul. He told stories that made people think. He didn't need approval. He created because he had something to say. He never chased trends. He stayed true to himself. Even in Hollywood, he stayed real. That's not easy, but he made it look simple. Malcolm didn't just act or sing. He carried values. He taught by example. He showed how to rise with grace. He showed how to age with purpose. Many young actors looked up to him. He made them feel seen. He made them feel proud of who they were. Even when the cameras were off, he lived with intention. He chose privacy over attention. He gave his family a safe space. His wife and daughter were his world. He kept them away from the noise. He wanted them to grow in peace. That's love in its purest form. He believed in balance. He worked hard but rested when he needed to. He traveled often with his family. They explored places together. Costa Rica was one of their favorite spots. It was beautiful. It was peaceful. That's where they went in July. It was meant to be a time of joy. But on that trip, tragedy struck. Malcolm went swimming. The ocean was calm at first, then something went wrong. He went under. People rushed to help. They tried everything, but they couldn't bring him back. The sadness spread fast. Fans were shocked. Friends were heartbroken. Family was crushed.
The actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner, widely known for starring in the hit TV sitcom The Cosby Show, has died. Police in Costa Rica tell ABC News Warner drowned near a beach along the country's east coast. He was just 54 years old.
The news of his passing spread online. Some didn't believe it at first. It felt too sudden, too unreal. He looked so healthy. He sounded so full of life. Just weeks before, no one was ready for this. The medical report confirmed it. He died from drowning, asphyxiation by submersion. The words were cold, but behind those words was a man full of love, a man full of spirit. His light had gone out, but his warmth stayed behind. People began sharing memories, co-stars, friends, journalists, fans. They all spoke with love. They remembered his smile, his calm voice, his words that lifted them in hard times. One journalist said, "It feels like losing a family member." That's how close people felt to him. Another voice said, "He became what Cosby pretended to be." That hit deep because Malcolm really lived the values that the Cosby Show taught. He became a strong father, a gentle husband, a wise man. He lived what he acted. That's rare, and that's why he was so respected. His role as Theo broke barriers. It gave young black boys a reflection of themselves on TV. They saw a kid who made mistakes but kept trying. They saw a kid who wasn't perfect but was still loved. That meant everything. One man said Theo had a learning disability, and that opened conversations in our own homes. Malcolm made people feel less alone. That's power. That's impact. That's legacy. He wasn't loud about his work, but he did a lot. He helped create shows. He mentored young artists. He shared poetry. He gave lectures. He performed music. He built a quiet empire of goodness. He also gave back. He supported education causes. He cared about kids. He believed in building people up. He wanted the next generation to rise higher. Malcolm-Jamal Warner never stopped growing. Even when people tried to put him in a box, he stepped out with grace. He didn't chase the fame that came with childhood stardom. He chased growth. He chased meaning. He always wanted to be better, not just in work, but as a human being. He took his time with life. He didn't rush into the spotlight. He didn't try to stay relevant by doing what others did. He trusted himself. He knew his lane, and he walked it quietly, but the impact was loud. He inspired people of all ages. Parents saw him as a model for their kids. Teachers played clips from his speeches and shows. Activists shared his poetry. Musicians respected his sound. Writers admired his words. He touched so many circles, yet he stayed humble through it all. He never lost his calm voice, even in times of stress or conflict. He carried peace. That's what people say now. He brought calm into every room. He listened. He made space for others. He didn't push. He didn't show off. He just shared. He was also deeply spiritual. He believed in energy. He believed in kindness. He believed in family. He believed in being present. That's why he protected his home so much. His house in Los Angeles wasn't flashy. It was filled with love. Books lined the walls. Guitars leaned against corners. His daughter's laughter filled the air. That was his peace. Even At the height of his career, he kept his circle small. He stayed rooted in values, not popularity. His friends described him as loyal, thoughtful, and wise. He gave advice without judgment. He held space without asking for attention. After his passing, tributes poured in. Melissa Ford, who interviewed him on her podcast, was in shock. She said she couldn't find the words. She described him as a man full of faith, love, and truth. Many others echoed her pain. They said the world lost a rare soul, a bright soul, a soul that made people feel safe. What made his death even harder was the timing. He had just opened up about his life. He spoke about what he wanted to leave behind. He talked about how much he valued legacy, not fame, not money, but how he made people feel. That's what mattered to him. He didn't want statues. He didn't need awards. He just wanted to be remembered as a good man, a kind man, a man who lived with love and gave it back to the world. And he did. That's the truth. When people think of Malcolm-Jamal Warner now, they remember more than Theo. They remember a whole man, an artist, a father, a husband, a friend, a soul who moved through the world with care, a man who made people feel seen, a man who gave more than he took.
NBC News has just confirmed that actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner has died at the age of 54. Authorities in Costa Rica telling NBC News that Warner accidentally drowned while swimming in the ocean on Sunday.
His death leaves a hole, but his life filled so many hearts. His story will be told for years to come. Malcolm-Jamal Warner may no longer walk this earth, but his presence is far from gone. His words still echo, his roles still inspire, his poetry still shakes the soul, his music still flows through headphones, and his quiet strength still lives in every person he touched. He taught us that fame is not the goal, impact is, that you don't have to shout to be heard, you don't need to be loud to be powerful, you just have to be real. And that's what Malcolm was, real in every breath, every role, every word he wrote or sang. His daughter will grow up hearing the truth about her father, not just that he was on TV, but that he was a man of love, respect, and depth.
It's upon years. And one of the things I love about you so much is your spirit. And last month we were doing a poetry set, and we were
a man who showed the world that masculinity can be soft, that being present is more powerful than being perfect, that loving deeply is the truest legacy. In his final years, Malcolm was at peace. He wasn't chasing the next role or viral moment. He was choosing carefully. He was focused on fatherhood, art, healing, and love. That's what made this loss so heartbreaking. He was finally at that place in life where everything was aligned, and still he left us too soon.
It would really tear me up. My son, tomorrow I'm taking you out, I'm gonna buy you a car.
But maybe souls like his are only meant to stay for a limited time, just enough to change us, just enough to remind us how to live better, love deeper, speak truthfully, and protect what matters. So let's carry his message. Let's be more thoughtful, more intentional, more human. Let's check on each other. Let's heal out loud. Let's write more poems, sing more songs, and love without fear.
Welcome back. We have some very sad breaking entertainment news to share with you. TMZ is reporting that Malcolm-Jamal Warner, probably best known for his role on The Cosby Show, has died.
Because that's what Malcolm would have wanted. To the man who gave us Theo, but gave so much more through his heart, art, and soul, we say thank you. You were one of one, a man of grace, depth, and peace.
As an actor and as a director, I have the same sensibilities, therefore I fight the same integrity battles and politics. The music and the poetry was...
Rest easy, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Your legacy lives and you will never be forgotten. If this tribute touched your heart, don't...
Young Huxtable has a chance to win because this basket wins it all.
Don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, and tell us your favorite Malcolm-Jamal Warner moment, and make sure to subscribe.
Born in Jersey City.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my parents split up, moved to California when I was 5.
Yeah.
And then when I booked Cosby around 13, we moved back to New York.
Subscribe, because on this channel we honor the lives, legacies, and lessons that truly matter. Until next time, take care of your soul and take care of each other.